I'm Mike Pollock. I'm the operations manager for the systems group at SSOE. Last summer I was involved with a food client, and we had a very fast-paced project that we were in the process of developing. Design through construction to startup was in less than 9 months. So we had to look at some alternative methods of how to make sure the project was successful for the client. One of the things we did with that was we made full use of our model, our 3D model in the field. We were at a point where a lot of the 2D drawings either were not complete yet and we had to continue to move into the installation phase, or we had created them so fast we had some issues with some of the drawings. So we decided, or I decided at the time, to actually go right to the model and use the model as the Bible for the construction project. So basically I set up on site, took the computer out with the contractors, and we did daily reviews around the computer. I also did a lot of sections and cutting and dimensions, so that became exactly what we put in place. So it worked very well. I actually had a point where some of the team, a lot of the contractors, were actually coming over and taking pictures of my computer with their cell phones so they could show a 3D rendering to the trades below them in order to get a better feel for how the things went together. And it was a very complex system. It had 30, 35 different systems all interacting together, 4-inch pipe running all through the facility, a lot of overs and unders and throughs and arounds, and so it worked very well. And we had a couple very specific cases where we had pipes that are at 2 different angles, 2 to 3 different angles, and it was very difficult to lay out for the contractors on the ground. So we ended up, basically I measured the spool pieces, we call them, so certain specific sections of the pipe through the model, and they actually fabricated them to my dimensions, and then we put it together on the ground and installed it, and it worked perfectly. You know, my experience is that a lot of times 2D drawings are cuts and sometimes not so accurate, and they're only accurate for a point in time. And so a lot of things in the world we live in, the fast pace of most of the clients' requirements, we're constantly changing as we go through it. So 2D prints are obsolete the minute you print them. So typically the model is not. So if you use the model as your basis for a lot of your construction projects, then you're immediately up to date as long as we maintain the model correctly. So to me, that's a huge advantage, and I think the visualization for the contractors is a huge strength. We had 2 or 3 of the contractors that actually loaded up the Navisworks, which you use to fly through the model, and it was very beneficial for them to have their team see that as they were installing the piping or the specific pieces of equipment. Because we use it not just for piping, but for equipment, for packaging equipment, for the robot installation. So a lot of it was based on, specifically what we had drawn in the model.